So this is how you can work with the switch case statements for the control flow. So once we have an idea of this control flow, so next one is the loop. So for the loop, say, there may be some cases that you want to do things repeatedly until and unless your condition is satisfied. Let's say you want to print, let's say the values, let's say for 5 times, then you need to use loop. Otherwise, you need to write the same code 5 times. So better we prefer loop in that case. So generally, you can find 3 types of loop, the basic loops. Okay, you can refer while loop, do while loop, and for loop. So each of these, the syntax is something different. Okay, with the while loop, I just try to show in some diagram. So this point is your starting part. Okay, while condition, if it meets, then it enters to the condition. If the condition is true, it executes the code block. Again, see, it also check for the condition. Again, if this is true, it executes the code block. Again, it goes to the condition check. Okay, again, so this way it keeps on executing the code block until and unless this condition is unsatisfied. Okay, if the condition is false, then it will end or it will terminate the program. So for any of these loop, you will have the 3 criteria. Okay, one is the initial statement or the initialization statement from where you want to start your value. Okay, next one is the condition statement. So this means up to which condition you want to execute your loop. Next one is the object. This means either you increment or you decrement the value, let's say your variable value. So in this example, see, first check for the while loop. So we started with the script, okay, where your variable, let's say count equals to 1, document.write. You are showing some message as a starting loop while count less than or equals to 10. This means your count is 1 for now, okay. Now you are checking your condition. If your count reaches less than or equals to 10, up to this it will run, means from 1 to 10 your loop will execute. Then within this loop you have document.write, 1 line break. Count is for now, this is 1, it will print 1. Okay, then count plus plus means now the count value will be 2. Again it goes to this while condition. Now count is 2, 2 is less than or equals to 10, which is true. Again it will print count is 2, then count plus plus. Now count value is 3, 3 is less than or equals to 10, which is true. So again this will execute and it will print count is 3. Then count incremented to 4. Now 4 less than or equals to 10, which is true. So it will print count is 4. So like this, count is 4, count is 5, count is 6, count is 7, up to count is 10. So when you print count is 10, again you just try to increment the value. Now the count value is 11. Then you check with this statement, conditional statement, 11 is less than or equals to 10. Now this is false. So this while loop will be terminated. And see, after this you have this line, loop stopped. Okay, this is printed and your script closed. So this is how your loop will work. So same thing, same example, I also try to show with the do while loop. For the do while loop, again you have initialization part, you have your condition part, and you have your increment or the object part. So this statement, this count equals to 1, this is your initialization part. Okay, so for the do while, you first do, then only you will check the condition. So do this, right count is, then your count value is 1, then count plus plus, now your value will be 2. Okay, then while count less than or equals to 10, which is 2, again it will do and it will print. Again it will increment, check condition, again it will go for the next loop like this, it will print from 1 to 10. So what is the difference with the while and do while? If you managed, let's say, to assign the value count equals to 11, okay, then it will print, because you just have written do this first, okay, then only you check the condition. So even if your condition is false, it will print your single statement anyway for the do while loop. So this is simple. Okay, so next one is the for loop. So why do we generally prefer for loop? Well, instead of this while and do while, we have all these initialize condition and the increment part within a single line. See, for I equals to 1, I is less than or equals to 10. See, you are separating this part with a semicolon, okay, semicolon like this, and the last part is the iteration part or the object part. Then document dot write line break I. Again, with all of these 3 loops, you can do the same thing. Okay, for the for, you can have all of these things in a single line. So this is for the each. Generally, in future, most of the time you will be referring to this for loop. So this is simple with the loops. Okay, now let's move on to the array. So there might be cases that you want to store multiple values. Okay, then you have a choice. Either you create multiple variables and store a single value on each of those variables, or you can create one single array variable and you can just assign those values, or you can put those values in that array variable. So this one will be simple rather than creating multiple variables. Okay, let's say if you want to store information of a students, so my choice can be either I create all 30 variables and then assign each one's name to that variable, okay, or I can create one single array variable. Within that, I can just put all those student names. So in order to create array, so this is the syntax. Either you can do var, okay, your variable name, array name equals to new array. So this is the keyword, new is the keyword and array is again a keyword. You can refer array. To this, you can pass your values like this: football, tennis, cycling, or var sports equals to, directly with this square bracket, you can just write your values like this. So we have 3 values here. So this means your index or the start value will be 0 for the array and your last value will always be n-1. In this case, here this football, this is in the sports 0 index. Okay, this tennis is on the sports index 1 and this cycling is on the index 2. This means the last value will always be n-1. So in this example, say var sports equals to new array, we have 3 values like this. So when you just do document.write sports 0, it will print football. Okay, sports 1, it will give you tennis, and sports 3, it will give you cycling. Okay, so sports dot length. So this is one property of the array that you can use to get the size of your array. Sports dot length, you have 3 elements here. Okay, so you will get 3 in your count variable. When you loop through this, you start from 0 and less than count means less than 3. Now your loop begins from 0 and it reaches up to 2, from index 0 to index 2. So I just want to show index of this is the spots. I mean spots initially it is 0. It will give you index 0 and spots 0 means football. Okay, similarly index 1 tennis. Okay, index 2 it will give you cycling like this. So this is easy with the arrays. So next thing is the JavaScript strings. Generally strings you use this to store and manipulate your text. Okay, your strings means you can have 0 strings or 0 characters or more characters within your quotes, means double quote or the this. Okay, where my string, let's say this is my variable, I have assigned a string as JavaScript. See, let's try with this JavaScript. How many characters you have? JAVA 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 characters. Okay, this means the length is of 10. Okay, then see index for this string, your capital J is on 0th index, A is on 1th index, V 2 like this. So this is the index. Your last character is T, which is on the index 9. Okay, now see when I just do document.write line break, my text dot length it will give me 10. Okay, when I just try my text dot char at 4th index, the 4th index we have as S, so it will give you S. Similarly, my text dot index of VA, so index of VA is 2. Okay, you just try to check for the VA and its index is at 2. So substring, if you just want to extract some part from your string, then you can use something like this. Substr is the function, and I want to start from the 0th index and I want to get the 4 length of the string. So I will get JAVA Java for this. With the substring to uppercase means you want to convert all these strings to the capital letter uppercase. If you want to convert this to the lowercase, so this is the function to lowercase. Now go with each of these functions and the properties. See, always initial letter for this function or the methods you can refer. This is small letter. Okay, A is capital. See, first letter is first word, first letter is always small. Then second word, then first letter is always capital. So this is how
Hello, sir.
we follow. Hello.
सर अनि हामीले यो के भन्छ माई टेक्स्ट डट चार्ट एट 4 को ठाउँमा हामीले अब यो ए लेख्यो अरे हैन यो जाभा स्क्रिप्टको अनि ए मा कुन चाहिँ भ्यालु दिन्छ 4 को दिन्छ कि 1 को दिन्छ
क्यारेक्टर एडमा जहिले पनि हामीले नम्बरै पठाउनु पर्छ है
नम्बरै
क्यारेक्टर
पठाउनु
एड विच इन्डेक्स भनेको कि क्यारेक्टर एड 4th इन्डेक्समा मेरो एस छ भनेको कि
यो हैन मैले भन्न चाहिँ अब बाइ चान्स यो अब ए त दुई ठाउँमा दोहोऱ्याएको छ नि त हैन अनि हामीले के गरी अब 1 पठायो भने ए त यसमा पनि छ त्यहाँ पनि छ 3 मा पनि छ नि त
फर्स्टको दिन्छ
अनि
कि हामीलाई फर्स्टको दिन्छ
भित्र
सपोज मैले
अगाडि आउँछ त्यही
VA को
दिन्छ
ठाउँमा ए मात्र दिएँ भनेदेखि चाहिँ उसले फर्स्ट वान भेटाएको दिने भयो कि
ए ए
है त्यसरी चाहिँ दिन्छ त्यही भएर मैले कम्बिनेसनमा दिनुको रिजनै त्यही हो कि क्यारेक्टर त मल्टिपल हुन सक्छ नि त तर मैले यसै गरी 2वटा अथवा 3वटा क्यारेक्टरको कम्बिनेसन दियो भने त्यो त चान्स कम हुन्छ नि त है त्यो भएर मैले ठ्याक्कै एक्ज्याक्ट इन्डेक्स पोजिसन चाहिँ मैले पाउँछु कि सो यो फङ्सन्सहरू चाहिँ उसैले दिएको भयो उसैले दिएकोमा मैले प्यारामिटर चाहिँ कुन चाहिँ पठाउने भनेर पास मात्र मैले गर्न जाने पुगेँ कि स्ट्रिङको बेसिकली अब हामीलाई चाहिँ यसरी चाहिँ आयो भने पुग्छ लजिकली हामीले यहाँ त केही गरेकै छैन नि हैन उसैको फङ्सन छ उसैको फङ्सनमा मिल्ने किसिमको प्यारामिटर मात्र मैले पास गर्दै चेक गरिरहेको छु नि है यो सब स्ट्रिङ इन्डेक्स इनर चाहिँ तर चाहिन्छ हामीलाई कुनै बेला अब जाभास्क्रिप्टमा मैले स्ट्रिङको कुराहरू चल्नुपर्ने हुन्छ हैन त्यो बेलामा चाहिँ मैले जाभास्क्रिप्टको स्ट्रिङमा चाहिँ यसरी चलेको चाहिँ हुनुपर्छ है सो द्याट इट विल बी इजी फर यु है सो दिस इज अल्सो सिम्पल okay now functions maybe there is cases that you want to call that part of code repeatedly, or maybe you need to break your code into some readable sections. Okay, in that case you need to use function. So when you just want to reuse your code, okay, so that you can call them any number of time in a program. So this is one advantage you can use. Or you can also, if you want to eliminate the need of writing the same code again and again in a program, so this is one thing that you can get with the function. Next one, let's say you have a very big program codes and you want to divide them into small and manageable code blocks. So this thing you can do with the function. So then how you are going to write the function? Okay, so the keyword is function and it should be followed with your function name. This function name can be anything you want. Within the bracket, you can have a list of parameters. Okay, then within this, so this is a block statement. That's why you have these curly braces. So within the function, you have your own statements. So this is how you can write the function. So for the function, we can generally categorize this on the basis of parameters and the return type. Maybe you might have no parameters. Let's say when we talk about the type 1, no parameters and no return type. This means empty function, you can say. Okay, it does not accept any parameters. This means the function bracket, this will be empty and there will be no such return type in this case. Similarly, for the type 2, you have a parameter as yes, okay, return type as no. This means you accept the parameter in your function, but you do not have return keyword in your function. Similarly, no parameters, but you can have return type. Okay, the next one, say you can have parameters then, and you can also have a return type like this. So these are the categories that you can distinguish for the function. So now check with this, which category this belongs to. So this is the type 1, okay, because this function call me, this is empty bracket, this means no parameter, and we do not have a return type. This means no return as such keyword. So anything you want to ask me? Okay, for the type 1. So call me, this is my function, this is my function definition. Within this, I just have alert, hello there. So once I define my function, then I need to call this function. So call me, I just call with a semicolon, okay, then call me simple. So this function definition, once I define, I can call this function any number of times. So what is the difference? How many times you call this function, it will give you the same exact output. So when I just call this function, it will show me alert, hello alert. Again, I call this same function, it will alert me hello there. So this means you will get the same result with this function call. So second category of function, see, you have a function call me and I just pass some variable, okay? I have some parameter as name within this function, document.write hello, and the plus name means whatever value I just pass, it will display me hello, the value I passed. Then I have another function, say you can have a list of parameters. This call me is with a single parameter function, okay? This F2 is a function with 2 parameters, N1 and N2 I just passed. So for this F2, where sum equals to N1 plus N2 and document.write sum, I just display the sum value. Okay, when I just call this function, call me Sam, it will display me hello Sam, okay? When I just call this function and pass value hooray, okay, then I will get hello hooray, like this. So similarly for the 2, I just pass 2 and 5, 2 and 5 for N1 and N2, 2 plus 5, then it will be 7, and document.write means I will display 7. Similarly, 10 and 20, I just pass to this function, 10 plus 20, N1 plus N2, which is 10 plus 20, and my sum will be 30. And I just display 30 like this. So this is my function type 2 with some parameters, but with no return type. Okay. Let me check with another function type. So this function say no parameter but return type. Let's say for this function type, I created F3, then N1 equals to 2 and N2 equals to 12. So this is my variable, and I assign 2 and 12. And for the sum, N1 plus N2, I will get 14. Then I just returned value this sum. Okay, this means I'm returning 14. Instead of printing your values being on the same function, now with this category, this return type, I will return that variable. Okay, so when you are calling this function, now you need to do something like this. F3, you call the function. This is returning your value. So you need to create some variable and get those returned value. So this is my variable returned sum, and I will get 14 once I call this function. Then when I just print returned sum, it will display the value, okay, 14. Similarly, I can also call like this document.write F3. Okay, F3, this is the function call. Okay, this will give me again 14. So this is how you can do with this function category for no parameter and return type. So the last one is with parameters and return type. So same example I try to create. You can make this function as F4. Okay, N1 comma N2, sum is N1 plus N2, return sum. Okay, in this case, for this function call, I passed 10 and 20, okay, which will be passed on to this function definition 10, 20. This 10 plus 20 will be 30. I just returned this value 30. Now I will get the value 30 within this variable returned sum. So when I just try to print document.write returned underscore sum, this should be, okay, returned underscore sum. So this will give you 30. Document.write, you can also directly call like this, okay. Maybe you also need to concatenate the things for this. So let me show you with the function call. So let's say this is your function call. Let me comment the whole thing. Let me do with the all variation. So anything, Lal Bahadur? You can always interrupt me, no problem. Hello, Lal Bahadur. Okay. So this thing, say function call me. Let me just load this page. Okay, hello, Sam here, here like this. Better you can have a line break, BR. So this will do F2. When I just call, it is printing. It's fine. Okay, BR. So this is my function called F2. I'm passing the parameter on the name. I'm also passing the value for this, okay, N1 and N2. Let's say I created a function F4, and let's say this is my N1 comma N2. So this is my var. equals to n1 plus n2, and I just want to return this sum. Okay. I want to read this value. Let's say document dot write is plus then f4. Let me pass 12, 13. Better if you add one line back here. So this is my fourth category of function. So you can check this. Just press F12. So bracket is missing here. Line number 42. Okay. Line number 42. Okay, this bracket is missing. Okay, the sum is 25. So this is how you can call the functions. So this way you can do, okay, for the functions. So next one is the JavaScript event. We'll be now just talking about the basic things on the events. We'll do more on our next classes. So generally events means there might be some interaction in your HTML pages, maybe through some events. Okay, events can be either your page load, your button clicks, pressing on some key on your keyboard, okay, form controls, data selection. Maybe you just try to focus on some controls, mouse over, mouse out. So there can be any number of such events. Okay, these events, these are generally part of the document object model, which you can generally refer as DOM, means document hierarchy level. This means each and every element within the hierarchy. This is referred as the DOM, and every HTML elements contains a set of elements which can trigger some events through this JavaScript code. So list of events can be this document level events, which can be on page load and on page onload. Similarly, when we talk about the form level events, this can be either form submission with the on submit, on reset button click, okay, then on change, on select, on blur, on focus. Whenever you put your cursor on some control, then this will be on focus. Whenever you just remove the focus from that control, then it will be on blur like this. Okay, maybe keyboard events mean key press, key down, key up. Similarly, for the mouse, you can click, you can double click, you can mouse over on any of the control element, you can do mouse out of the control element. So this is the basic thing you can do with the events. We know how to create a function, okay, function call me, alert, and document that right we have. Now we have one button as like this, input type button, on click, click me value equals to this. This means on some event, when you click on this button, it will call this function. Okay, this is how you can bind your event and call the function. So this is some of the few tasks for you. Okay. So this is generally with the for loop. You need to show with the images doing loops, and similarly multiplication table. The next one is you just need to do some loops and show in this tabular structure and with some alternate background colors. So this is the task. So this is how you can go with some of the basic things on the JavaScript. So up to this we will do. So anything you want to ask me?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
सर अघि हामीले त्यो कोडिङ गर्दाखेरि त्यो लेट गर्ने भन्नुभएको थियो नि, त्यो अब के हामीलाई कोडहरु लेख्नु पर्यो लामो छ भने त्यसलाई जस्ट स्पेसिफिकली लेख्ने अनि पछि सर्टकट युज गर्ने भन्नुभएको थियो नि।
कुन चाहिँ पार्टमा?
अगाडिको अलि अगाडिको पार्टमा तपाईले। हजुर के भन्नुभयो?
फङ्सनको पार्टमा के को पार्टमा
होइन हैन त्यो कोडिङ अगाडि अझ अगाडि खोइ
स्लाइडै म स्क्रोल गरौँ विच स्लाइड
हुन्छ 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 सर
देखिरहेछ है
माथि माथि हजुर देखिरहेछ अझ माथि
विच वान
गइसक्यो क्या जस तपाईँले त्यो एउटा लेखेर अनि पछि त्यो हेलो डेयरलाई फेरि तपाईँले दोहोऱ्याएर लिनु भएको थियो नि हेलो के लेखेर
प्रम्प्ट गर्ने चाहिँ प्रम्प्ट
हजुर
गर्ने
हजुर त्यसलाई दोहोऱ्याइ आउने गर्नु भएको थियो नि तपाईँले सर्टकट युज गर्नु भएको थियो नि
जस्ट कपी एन्ड पेस्ट त हो नि त्यो त के छ र
होइन त्यो भन्नु चाहिँ होइन त्यो
ब्राउजरमा
यहाँ तपाईँले गर्नु भएको
पेज रिफ्रेस गर्यो भने त भइहाल्छ नि ब्राउजरमा त मैले पेज रिफ्रेस गर्ने हो नि सिम्पली
सर अनि अघि तपाईँले कन्सोलबाट एडिट गर्नु भएको थियो नि त्यो चाहिँ कसरी
कन्सोलमा मैले एडिट गरे होइन है कन्सोलमा जस्ट डिस्प्ले गरेको मात्रै हो कि कन्सोलमा त मैले यसरी चल्न पनि मिल्छ तर यो नगर्ने अहिलेलाई कन्सोल डट लग गर्ने कि कन्सोलमा चाहिँ मैले हेर्नु पर्यो भने
ए हुन्छ सर
you will do more on events DOM from validation on next class है आजै फेरि बढी पनि नहोस् भन्नको लागि आज मैले बेसिक मात्रै कभर गरिदिएको छु कि सो यो चाहिँ एकचोटि सर हेर्दै जाने हैन राख्दै जाने केही चेन्जेसहरु आफूले गरेर हेर्ने
अनि अमित सर अब नेक्स्ट क्लास हामी कहिले गर्छौं
नेक्स्ट क्लास अब भोलि नै गरे पनि हुन्छ के छ
अब यिनीहरुले यो प्र्याक्टिस गर्छन् भने अब भोलि प्र्याक्टिस गरेर पर्सि गरौँ हैन
हजुर
यिनीहरुले एकचोटि घरमा सर प्र्याक्टिस गरिदिएको राम्रो हो
हुन्छ त्यही गर्दा पनि भयो नि
हैन पर्सि सेम टाइममा गरौँ अनि त्यो वर्कसपको सम्बन्धमा नि सर जानकारी गराइदिनुस् न
ए हुन्छ हुन्छ ल अब यो एकचोटि सबै गर्दै पनि जाउँ हैन जुन किसिमको मैले मेटेरियल्सहरु दिएको छु त्यो पनि हेर्ने
दुईजनाको क्वेशन छ जस्तो
रिसोर्सेसहरु पनि हेर्ने अनि यो सकिसकेपछि एउटा हामी एडभान्स एउटा कोर्स पनि गरौँला हैन वेब डेभलपमेन्टसँग रिलेटेड प्रोफेसनली कसरी डिजाइनहरु हुन्छ त्यो कुराहरु चाहिँ म कभर गर्छु कि एउटा लास्ट डे क्लास भनेर बुझ्दा पनि हुन्छ हैन अथवा त्यो क्लासमा अरु पनि कुनै बेसिक यस्तो कुरा गरिसकेको छ भने उनीहरुले जोइन गरे पनि हुन्छ कि त्यो एउटा क्लासबाट चाहिँ हामी अनि कन्क्लुड चाहिँ गर्छौं त्यसको लागि चाहिँ अब आफूहरु प्रिपेयर चाहिँ भइराख्नु चाहिँ पर्छ है यो गर्दै जाउँ यो फर्स्ट प्रोग्रामिङ बेस हो हैन यो जति राम्रोसँग बुझ्यो जति राम्रोसँग आफूहरुले चाहिँ प्र्याक्टिस गर्दै गयो त्यति नै राम्रो है अहिले यही मात्र हैन कि पछि अरु पनि प्रोग्रामिङ ल्याङ्ग्वेजहरु सिक्ने बेलामा आफूहरुलाई चाहिँ सजिलो हुन्छ कि यो बेस फाउन्डेसन बनाउनको लागि नै अब आफूहरुले चाहिँ अलिकति इफोर्ट चाहिँ गर्दा राम्रो Okay, Lord. Thank you for your patience and your presence.